Hello, travelers. Today we are sharing our updated roadmap, letting you take your first look at what's coming for Last Epoch, including what big features to look forward to in Season 2. Let's look at what's on the board with an updated roadmap graphic before jumping into more information. And here is the graphic here. You can go down the link in the description if you want to look at it in more detail. As mentioned in our last update concerning the Season 2 timeline, we've restructured the features we've been working on in Season 2 to specifically address the greatest area of feedback, expanding the endgame, content, better new player experience, and improved dungeons, performance, and balance. While the Weaver's presence has been previously known through her namesake items, Season 2 will truly bring her influence into the world of Atera. As we continue to close in on Season 2, we'll be diving into more in-depth posts on each of these key features and additions, which I'll get to in a moment. We might talk about these in this video, but to be honest, it's just a bunch of stuff that we have no idea of what it's actually going to be, because what they post here and what actually ends up being in the game is like a completely different situation, in my opinion. But continuing on here, the part that I care about, where is it here? To address the most significant areas of feedback we've received since our launch in February, we've locked in these features for Season 2, expanding the endgame, providing more experience variation, and offering continued opportunities for decision making and progression. With this new list of feedback-focused features locked in, we've also been able to better scope out the timeline to introduce these features while addressing many bugs, ensuring Season 2 offers a better overall experience for everyone. With these considerations, we have finalized our launch window for Season 2 and wanted to share the window immediately. Last Epoch Season 2 launches April of 2025. April of 2025? What? Alright, I'm going to put some PoE 2 gameplay in the background so I don't pop a blood vessel. Now, I've been saying this for a while now, and now after reading this, I feel as though this has definitely got to be one of the worst times possible to be a Last Epoch fan. Like, low-key, over the past year or two, like, as being probably one of the more religious believers in Last Epoch, I feel as though I've been kind of distanced away from it in a way, mainly due to how long it's been since we've had content for the game. Now, of course, as a consumer, we consume content in the game, yada, yada, yada. We wait for new content and then we play it again. Now, I understand that they're going through some difficulties. They're trying to fix the technical debt that they've been going through, which I applaud them for. All of that. I applaud all of that. But unfortunately, I don't believe your average gamer is going to care whether or not the technical debt is cured. So, what do I mean by that? Well, I love the game. I'm going to play regardless, even if there is no people playing. If Last Epoch has 2 players, I'm one of those 2 players. If Last Epoch has 1 player, I'm that 1 player. I have pretty much fallen in love with the game and I really enjoy it. But in concerns for the health of the game and the health of the future of the game, especially with some recent additions to the ARPG lineup, I mean, of course, the game you're looking at on the screen, it's really hard for me to state positive in a way that is constructive about Last Epoch's future. I love Last Epoch, but I don't think the world is going to love Last Epoch anymore. Mainly because, like, in this day and age, in this hyper information age that we have going, where we're, playing so many video games and there's so many video games coming out, having almost an entire year or more between releases, in this case, I think it's like an 8 month, is going to start siphoning the game in a way that is not conducive to providing a product in the long term. Because one of the biggest things that people talked about when Last Epoch was starting to get ramping up and stuff like that for 1.0, people were saying, why are you making it a live service game with live service updates? Why don't you make it a single player kind of like Grim Dawn style of game? And back then I said, well, it would be cool to have more content. That's why the live service model is so cool. But now after reading this, like, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to play it, but I might end up being one of the last Epoch fans in the world at this point, and I'm not even joking, man. Like, I'm playing Pee-wee 2. I know people are having problems with it, but I'm having a hell of a time. If I'll be honest, in April 2025, if there is a Last Epoch update and a Pee-wee 2 update that are very close to each other, I'm probably going to choose Path of Exile 2, not because I don't love Last Epoch, but because I love Last Epoch. Because now at this point, good content from Last Epoch is like such a drip of elixir that is so rare that I only get to consume every so often, that at this point, it is better off for me to not play and wait for multiple updates before I play more, so that when I do play, I have more of it at once. Because one of the biggest issues I've had with Ellie in general is whenever I would play it specifically, right, I would have about a month's worth of content and that would be fun. But of late, that has been reducing and reducing for a myriad of different reasons, mainly because the gaming sphere in general is just becoming more competitive. Now, whether or not EHG figures out how to fix this is up to them. Now, I'm on their side no matter what, but I don't think the consumer's going to be on their side or not. Not anymore. This is a really long delay. Now, of course, you know, delays are fine. Game devs are probably one of the more overworked people in the workplace right now. But the problem is, this has been a delay after a delay after a delay after a delay. You heard that right. It's been 4 of them. I think this started about 3 years ago when we waited a year for multiplayer. Now, like I said, my heart goes out to EHG and all of them, but if this is the case, if we're actually going to get it in April, like, they might have a rough time here coming soon. And hopefully I'll be able to play the game and enjoy it and like show my support, but I'm very doubtful that your average stereotypical gamer is going to care in that regard, right? Like, for instance, I know that I care, but I'm not selfish enough to think that other people care about my passion, which is, of course, currently Last Epoch. So I just wanted to put my thoughts out there on this. I'm playing Path of Exile 2 right now. I'm going to be playing it for, I guess, for a while now. I guess until April, maybe, I guess. I might play like normal Pee-wee 1 when there's a new league, and maybe Torchlight as well. Maybe 2 Torchlight seasons at that point. God, it's crazy even saying that. And heck, I might even touch Diablo 4. No, that was a joke, Rod. You can stop watching the video now. But yeah, it's to end the video, I'm just going to end it with a quote that I've said a few times now. It is not a good time to be a Last Epoch gamer right now. I'll be back, don't worry. We'll play Last Epoch one day. Bye.